A video faffing around with custard tarts. So I have a couple of pastry cases which I'd like to use up. Also, they haven't got holes in them. I've got a little bit of a hole there. We might need just to squish a little bit of pastry in there. So I want to, as part of the 10 simple ingredients, I want to do more puddings. So I thought I'd do a custard tart. Now, I normally make my custard tart with whole eggs, but with heavy cream, so double cream. But we can't do that in the 10 simple ingredients because we haven't got, just plugging up that hole with a bit of pastry. Hopefully it'll be fine. Looks like we need a little bit of a plug up there as well. But we haven't got double cream or any type of cream in the 10 simple ingredients. I don't want to faff around making ricotta or anything like that, but we have got some yogurt in the fridge, which we're going to utilise, and we have got eggs and we have got milk. So to compensate for trying to do two things at once, talking and faffing around, so to kind of compensate for using milk instead of cream, we're going to use double the amount of egg yolks and no white, so that will make it richer. So it's 450 millilitres worth of full fat milk, 150 grams worth of sugar, and then instead of 3 whole eggs, 6 egg yolks, and that should kind of enrich it. But I don't know if that's not going to pour into that relatively easily. And then what we've got is we've got the same recipe as a normal custard tart, but we've got it with yogurt. So it's the yogurt that I've strained slightly, so it's a little bit thicker. I'm trying to avoid making washing up, but it just ain't going to happen. It ain't going to happen. So let's just stop faffing around and put that in a proper bowl so we can mix it properly and just do the washing up. So I have, in this bowl there is 3 eggs, 150 grams worth of sugar, and then 450 grams worth of yogurt. Slightly thicker than normal. So when I make yogurt, I strain it to get it to a thicker consistency, but not too thick, so it's like cream cheese or leathery type of consistency. Just like a good thick kind of yogurt. But I've just strained extra whey out of it, so it'll just be a little bit richer. So we have boiled up the sugar with the milk, and just put a splash of milk in there just to warm the yolks up a little bit before we add the rest of that. I probably made too much mixture, but yeah, you know. So that's going to go in there, and then, but what we'll do is we'll put that in the oven before we pour that in there because it's a little bit loose, and I don't want to mess. We'll just knock off that mixture from there, and then we'll just mix this one in. So this will take a little bit of mixing because it's thick yogurt, but it'll be fine. So I don't know how this is going to turn out. I have cooked yogurt recently, and it acts, when it's thicker, it acts a little bit more like ricotta, like mascarpone type of thing. So it doesn't melt. It's more like a cheese than a yogurt. Whereas if I just put yogurt into something, it sometimes wants to split out. But if we cook it like this, if we strain it so the whey comes out of it, it wants to thicken up, and of course it wants to thicken up, but it cooks a lot better. So I fried some in a frying pan, and it almost went like when you fry some curds, so like a fresh cheese. It kind of went like that. It didn't want to split out or destroy itself. It kind of held firm, so hopefully this will work. Now, stick finger in. That's nice. So that into that one there. I think we've got a good ratio of how much we need. And also, so with this, with this yogurt, when I've made things like semifreddo and I've used yogurt instead of ricotta or mascarpone, things like that, I've noticed that the yogurt's got a lovely acidic flavour to it. It's a little bit lemony. It's not lemon, but it's got a little bit of a lemony hint to it. I just need to adjust the shelf because I'm always prepared. Always doing washing up and always prepared. So I just need to adjust the shelf. So this can go in here. We're putting in the pastry cases are pre-cooked, baked blind. So we actually need that. Let's just bung that all up there like that. Right. So yeah, the baked blind. I used the recipe from the Bearer book. My mum used to swear by it, and it's always done me well. And the Bearer book, says 180 degrees, where I think it needs to be 150 because we're setting it like a custard. We're not. We don't want it cooking. Where have I put? Do you know? The kitchen's a right. I wouldn't show you the kitchen, but it's a right mess. Because I've already put it in the oven. So, Pastry Case in the oven. Pull the shelf out a little bit, and then just pour the egg mixture into there like that. So, just a slightly lower temperature than the Bearer book says, because we don't want. All we really want to do is set the custard. We don't want to cook it as such, so it splits or anything like that. Just a gentle cook the eggs through, and because we've cooked the pastry beforehand, it doesn't need to be on a relatively high temperature. All we really need to do is set the custard. So, but it takes a little bit longer at a lower temperature. But boiling the milk beforehand has sped up that process. So probably it'll take maybe 40 minutes to cook in the oven. Oh yeah, don't waste the egg whites. If you're just using egg yolks in something, they freeze brilliantly, and then they'll also keep it in the fridge for a week or so as well. And one of my college lecturer, who's a particularly good pastry chef, always said that if you're making meringues or using egg whites in things, they want to be a little bit funky, meaning that they're a little bit past the best and going a little bit funky, and you would get a better meringue that also was a little bit chewy and also tasted better as well. So keep your egg whites in a container, keep adding to them, and then freeze them. And then you can use them at a later date to make something delicious, like some biscotti recipes, which there are plenty on my page anyway. So anyway, we're back when these are cooked. Oh, I'm not putting... Normally you put cinnamon on the top of a cottage custard tart, but we're not doing that today. We're just going to cook them plain, so it's like a plain custard, and hopefully the richness of the egg yolks and the richness of the yogurt will make up for the lack of cinnamon. So, as always, I'm doing something else at the same time. I think these are ready. That has just got a little bit of wobble left in it. I think that'll carry on cooking. It's starting to puff up around the edges. So that's the one. That's the milk with the egg yolks. I think that'll be fine once it cools. And then the yogurty one's just starting to bubble up a little bit. Not bubble, but just puff up around the edges. So that's definitely ready. So we will let those cool. Let them set. We can't cut into them now, even though I'd really like to. But they'll be ready in. Oh yeah, so they took about 40 minutes. You've just got to keep an eye on them. I think I need to replace my oven. We've just got a little bit of coloration there. I think one of the elements has gone in the bottom of the oven, so therefore the thermostat is telling the other element to heat the oven higher, so it's not like an uneven heat. Don't know why I'm telling you that, but anyway, so we'll let those go cool and set, and then we'll cut into them and see what we think. Right, let's cut into these and see what we think. That's definitely... There's something wrong with the oven, you know. That's less cooked there than it is there. Right, so this is the all egg yolk one. If it's too rich and it's too eggy, what I'd do is I'd do a ratio of 1 egg to 2 yolks. If it's too rich, something to get it out. I've got a pan knife. Always prepared. Not to worry. So, can we get this out? Nice and soft. Nice and soft. It's just set in the centre. Just set. So that's that one. And the same with this one. So this is the yogurt one. That's cut well. That's cut well. What we'll do is we'll save these 2 slices for the picture if they come out well, and then we'll cut into a sliver. Do you know? It'll be fine. That's nice and soft as well. So let's cut into the yogurt tart and see what we think. That's really nice, is that? That's really nice. The lemoniness of the yogurt really comes out. So that's lovely, is that? That works. So how does this compare to a normal custard tart? Could have just made it with milk and whole eggs, but I wanted something just a bit richer. It's very soft. Probably could have done with a spoon. Probably could have done with actually whole eggs, but maybe a whole egg in there, or maybe some more yolks. But how does it taste? Most important. They're both really good. They're both really good. I think maybe for every egg, 2 egg yolks. Kind of difficult if it was 3 eggs that you were putting in. Then if it was 3 eggs, maybe 2 yolks and 2 eggs. But certainly just using egg yolks makes it lovely and creamy and rich. And the yogurt's really good. So actually, you could combine them. You could do yogurt in the center with just yolks. So kind of like a ricotta, yeah. So you could just use. That's firmer. So you could enrich that with a cup of yolks. So 2 eggs and 2 yolks, and you get like a creamier tart. But that's lovely with the yogurt. Anyway, so they work, and they can certainly go into the dessert section of the 10 simple ingredients, can't they? Success.